YouTube, what the crap's going on? I bring you on an adventure. Nay, a quest. Nay, I don't know how many times I'm going to say nay. Nay, a crusade. A crusade into the Chaos Waste, where Bretonnia, who you can see here, has joined forces with the troops under the command of Volkmar the Grim, and the Lizardmen have joined in as well, because we know they don't like chaos. And we've got Croc Guard and his army of Saurus and Skinks, so he doesn't discriminate. Let's get things going. This is going to be a crazy, a long, insane battle. I guess I do need to stay in slow motion for just a minute to kind of introduce the army. Bretonnia has a line of battle pilgrims backed up by some fire arrow peasant bowmen, a couple of pole arms, blessed trebuchet, a couple of Grail Guardians in the back, and some Knights of the Realm, and they are led by none other than the Fae Enchantress. And for the Empire, there is a line of state troops up front, a couple of great swords in the back, two Knights of the Blazing Sun, the Altdorf Griffites, Silver Bullets, Volkmar, and a Jade Wizard. And for the Lizardmen, 3 Solar Engines. So no mercy from Reptile King here from range. And he's going to have a line of Saurus Warriors. And the other players, I know one of them is Puggington, and we'll see the other here at the end. I apologize that I forgot the name. We do have the Hammer of Witches way back here in the back as well. Skink Chief and a couple of horned ones escorting Croc Guard. Way back here in the back is the Green Knight, who's forward deployed. And for the Forces of Evil, here to protect the Chaos Waste, we've got the Dark Elves, led by Malekith on Seraphon, 3 Executioners, a Hydra, a Death Hag, and then 4 Shades with great swords, so a considerable investment there. The Skaven led by Tretch Craventail with the Hell Pit Abomination, make that 2. Some Censer Bearers, Clan Rats for fodder, some Ogres, and 2 Doom Wheels. There's also a Plague Priest supporting, as well as 2 Warp Lightning Cannons, and then to round it off with Chaos, led by the abominable Kolek Sun Eater. Oh boy. Yeah, don't want to be messing with these guys. So, it's a good thing Balthasar is not here. With the Metal Face and these Electric Dragon Ogres, I would assume Balthasar would be a poor choice. The Chaos Forces, some Marauders, a line of Warriors with a mix of great weapons and halberds in the second line, some Forsaken rocking the flanks, 1 Aspiring Champion, a Death Sorcerer, a couple of units in the back. We've got some Knights with Lances, Poison Warhounds, and there are some Marauder Horsemen with Axes. So that is the huge bunch of armies that we have here. And right off the bat, the Shades with Great Swords and the Gutter Runners did force back the Hellblaster Volley Gun, but then it's now reassumed its position, while the Warp Lightning Cannons destroyed the Blessed Trebuchet. No big surprise there. And you can see at this point that the Empire is pushing forward, trying to run down some of these skirmishers. The Shades with Great Swords were saved by the fact that the Gutter Runners slow stuff down. Look at that brutal Chalice of Potions from the Fae Enchantress, just wrecking those units. You can see Volkmar leading the charge for the Crusading allies over here. And then on this flank, we've got a ton of Pterodon Riders moving in a very aggressive thrust here from the allies. I'm going to call them the allies here, the Crusading allies. So, Knights of the Blazing Sun, Flagellants, Sigmar's Sons. We've got a lot pushing in here to the flank of the Forces of Chaos. And over here, this Green Knight is just getting blasted by different Shades with great swords. There are Doom Wheels around too. If they shoot them, they have magic ammunition, and they're going to cause considerable damage to the Green Knight, but instead they're shooting the Pterodon Riders. But the Green Knight has gotten overmatched early here. The Horned Ones going to charge into this Hell Pit Abomination, and there's going to be some Knights of the Blazing Sun. That'll help, but you know, it's still a tough unit. Croc Guard, let's see if he slams in there as well. Poison Warhounds kind of biding their time. So what we get here, and I'm just going to slow it down for just a second to kind of show you what's happened from above, is you can see here the way the battle lines have formed. This flank just being completely assailed here. Big push from some cavalry and some infantry, while Croc Guard, his forces swung around the back with the Green Knight, and so a lot of pressure right now on this right flank of the Skaven and the Dark Elves, but you can see that the infantry and reinforcing troops are quite a ways behind, other than these Solar Engines, which are now in a position to fire. And Bretonnia, though, singled out here, not the best infantry, and you can see that Bretonnia is going to have to be facing a nasty army of chaos here, and they're going to struggle to defeat that on their own. But if they can distract for long enough, could possibly still work out for him. So let's see what happens. Although this is a very aggressive push here, it's going to be a very costly push for Croc Guard and Volkmar. They're going to come in, and they're going to do tremendous damage. These silver bullets have gotten in here too, and getting ready to do some shooting, but they've also taken some damage from magic. There's a Hydra here, and although it's going to get shot up by these handguns, the handguns are perilously close to that Hydra. If it gets a breath attack or something right now, it would wreck them pretty bad, but Volkmar intercepts it. That was fortunate there. Nice play. Let's just try to keep an eye on everything going on. Like I said, it's going to be absolutely nuts. So you can see Croc Guard back here in the fight of his life with Hell Pit Abominations all around, Doom Wheels, and his Horned Ones are now berserking, and then Malekith has broken up the Pterodon Riders. Meanwhile, we've got some Grail Guardians getting chased down by a ton of Skaven units over here. The Warp Lightning Cannons was their target, but the Solar Engines have pulled up and opened fire, and they're going to be able to do some tremendous damage. Look at this, these handguns able to get good shots on the Hell Pit Abomination right now. Malekith is kind of staying up in the air and doing as much damage as he can. Chasing off the Pterodon Riders was a good call. The Shades with great swords getting a lot of time to sit back and fire. They're causing a lot of damage. Those Solar Engines are targeting into the middle of this fight over here. Looks like they're just trying to take advantage of that blob and get some good shots. And now they've targeted the Hell Pit Abomination. Definitely a good idea to get that thing off the battlefield. A breath attack from Malekith intended for Croc Guard does not cause too much damage. And here the Lizardmen, Saurus Warriors, finally arriving. But man, it's been a lot of damage along the way. A lot of damage to the Crusading Coalition here. And the forces of evil protecting the Chaos Wastes, finding some success. This breath spell, or sorry, this vortex spell here. Really cool looking, but not necessarily placed in the best spot. Probably would have been a little bit better, just a little further over here maybe. Malekith's going to dive bomb Volkmar, and Volkmar isn't going to like that. He's going to want to run away. Run away from that. Malekith will tear him a new faith hole. So, it's going to be ugly. We got the Warp Lightning Cannon here continuing to fire despite being attacked by Flagellants, but it's in a bit of trouble. These Grail Guardians have caused a lot of damage over here with the Knights of the Blazing Sun. And we've got a fight on our hands, people. The power bar says it's relatively even. But what I would be worried about for the Crusading Coalition is this fight with Bretonnia. Bretonnia is getting wrapped up hard by Chaos here. I was just trying to circle them and actually ended up looking really stupid. But in any case, yeah, Bretonnia's getting chased off. They've got a couple forces left here. They could not handle that fight, and Kolek and his Dragon Ogre have put a huge beating on Bretonnia, and now you're going to end up with a ton of heavy infantry free. Not to mention all the lords for the Axis of Evil, these forces of Chaos, are all still intact. Tretch Craventail, he's kind of a tank. He can be hard to kill when he gets in the right spot, so that's exactly what he's doing, is being over here hard to kill. Malekith, on the other hand, drops a Doom Bolt on the middle of these handgunners to great effect, but the Bastiladons are firing at him, and he's a pretty nice target for them at the moment. So you can see a lot of crazy fighting going over here. The Skink Chief's kiting himself a War Hydra, which is a great play for him. And the Silver Poets are getting some free shots here too after they've regrouped. The Hammer of Witches, same thing, so that works out pretty good for the Empire. They're lucky that these Skaven Slave Spears and other units haven't come back from routing. Nice job turning around to shoot them. He needs to keep those routed. Malekith actually on the verge of chain routing here. He's taking an aggressive amount of fire from these Bastiladons. He goes after the handgunners, but he's really just got more targets than he can handle. The better thing to do would have just been to stay out of range. Croc Guard still in pretty good health. Faye Enchantress in good health, so she can heal too. Malekith, yeah, he's gonna rout. Will he go out of the battle? Will the Bastiladons with the Solar Engine follow up on him and put him out of the battle? It looks like instead they're gonna target Kolek or the Shaggoth. Yep, they're targeting the two Shaggoths, and here comes Croc Guard. Now this is a risky fight for Croc Guard. He's a fantastic anti-large unit, technically better than Kolek in some respects, but Kolek is one tough nugget there. And Volkmar is going to find himself pinned amidst halberds, and he's lucky the Shaggoths knocked him out of that fight. He was actually in pretty big trouble surrounded by those halberds. Kolek knocked him loose out of the fight, but I don't know if he's faster than them. The solar engine's making an effort of it, but they don't have a whole lot of ammo left. They don't have a ton of ammo left there. And they don't necessarily do armor-piercing damage. And remember, Kolek has some immunity to missiles, but I think that may be the small stuff. I don't know if it counts for those big magic shots. But I mean, we've got a pretty healthy Chaos Infantry force here. These halberds are going to be some tough units to kill in the late game. There's quite a few friendly infantry units back here, trying to finish up a clan rat. I don't even know how these clan rats are still in the fight. Probably because Tretch and the Plague Priest are right there. It looks like Tretch might be about to buy the rat farm here, so to speak. And the Hydra has finally gotten some reinforcements in the fight against the Skink Chief, who's done a tremendous job, but about to get routed. There's still some Shades with greatswords back here that have some pretty good amount of ammo left. Some of the Saurus warriors berserking here too, which can be dangerous. Let's see. Well, this has been one crazy fight. I'm enjoying this so far. Let's kind of see what's going on. So now the solar engine's used up the last of their ammo, and they still have yet to kill one of the Shaggoths. I would say that things, in my opinion, are looking a little rough for the Crusading Coalition here. There's a lot of chaos left, and the fact that Kolek is sitting here with almost 5,000 hit points at this stage of the game, that has got to be terrifying for these Crusaders. Croc Guard, again, a incredible anti-large unit, but he is incredibly outmatched up against two Shaggoths. He's going to take off running, and he should. Nice use of the sacred spawning and the swiftness there. So, good play by Reptile King to keep him alive. Needs to keep him alive for as long as he can. A lot of units still on the battlefield for Chaos, and we do have this ball of infantry back here, but it's a long ways off from where they could use it, and there's still a lot of Chaos infantry. Some pretty potent infantry, and Malik is just dropping a devastating chill wind through this blob of Saurus warriors. Oh, and the Hydra gets a brutal breath attack and berserks these Saurus warriors. What a loss for Reptile King. That was a gruesome 1-2 punch by Malekith and his Hydra. And it's going to be quite effective. Still some great swords here. That could be a very important unit potentially. Looks like Croc Guard's going. Oh, these Bastillodons though get thrown into chaos. Literally, right into the chaos forces. They're not anti-large. They do some armor piercing, but they're mostly an anti-infantry unit. I feel like they should have waited for the support of some of this infantry, because then they were just exposed to all these halberds. Yikes. So the Bastillodons gonna get routed, and Kolek is in a really good position to dominate the late game battlefield here. The Fey Enchantress is alive, but she is no Kolek killer. Tretch still alive, using Stay Here, I'll Get Help. Incredible. That Hydra came back after all that time too to clutch out a bunch of these Saurus warriors. Let's see what else is around here. There's some aspiring champions way back in the back. Some polearms, halberds, and a Forsaken way off in the back chasing, I don't know what it's chasing, because that's a routing Shades out there. They're on the same side. Tretch actually gets in here because of his Unspottable and tries to get the Jade Wizard. Very sneaky, Tretch, very sneaky. The Hydra still just owning infantry back here. And here's the regrouped forces here. Some great swords along with Croc Guard. Croc Guard is going to come in here and go on the attack. But again, there's still two Shaggoths, but he causes tremendous damage to Kolek. Very nice play by Croc Guard. Ooh, Volkmar. Yeah, you don't want to be around that hammer, man. No one wants to be getting hit by that hammer right now. And then it looks like another charge there by Croc Guard, attempting to do as much damage as possible. There's some Rat Ogres and Halberds there, though. That's going to be making that a nightmare. And the Fey Enchantress way out of her league charging into this fight. Way out of her league, but I'm assuming she's trying to drop the leadership here. But I don't know, with Daddy Kolek there, that's going to be difficult to drop their leadership. Look at Croc Guard aggressively chasing Kolek here. Bit of a weird animation going on. And then Croc Guard decides to flee. He's got the Grand Hammer of Sigmar, though. Huge attack on Croc Guard. He just doesn't have a lot of support right now. He's gonna have to charge in order to get the kill on Kolek. Oh, Volkmar. Very risky by Volkmar. And I don't know that he can outrun Kolek here. I don't think he can. Yeesh, that's 2 hits that Volkmar's avoided. He is very, very fortunate. I don't know how long he's going to stay fortunate. Desperate attempt here to save Volkmar. He finally takes a massive hit from Kolek. The Great Swords regroup, and here comes Croc Guard trying to go for a knockout blow on Kolek, but Kolek avoids any damage on the charge, and now Croc Guard surrounded by infantry. Volkmar comes in from behind, a little bit of damage to Kolek. Oh, KO'd by Kolek. And now Croc Guard routs as well. Kolek doesn't get a hit in on Croc Guard, though. It's really strange. So Croc Guard's still alive. But Kolek just absolutely KO'd Volkmar right there, and he's going to come after these infantry now. Those infantry, did they manage to get rid of the Hydra? Yes, but it's come back again. Malekith holding on for dear life back here, but he's in the air, so he's going to be pretty safe. Can bide his time, and the Forces of Chaos here are looking in pretty good position to defeat these Crusaders. Quite the epic crusade into the Chaos Waste, wasn't it? I don't know for certain, but it's definitely looking good for Kolek. If that's his lightning, oh yeah, that's his lightning. Timed up by a charge there. I mean, Kolek is owning right now. He is owning. Now the Fey Enchantress is going to feel the wrath of his hammer. She's quick. She should be able to stay away, but what is there to save the Crusaders at this point? Forsaken back in the fight. Volkmar's Pimp Chariot there on the battlefield is a further demoralizing force. Look at the destruction. Just look at the destruction on the battlefield here. Kolek rearing his head. A moment of victory. Look at this. Look at the beautiful battlefield. Looks like there's a Bastillodon that came back into the fight. It's going to go for the War Hydra. The Hydra is fairly weak at this point. They can probably KO the Hydra, but there's a bunch of Chaos Infantry right behind it. If Kolek wasn't here, if Kolek could have been dealt with, I think the Crusaders take this one home. Because they have a Bastillodon, it's mostly infantry left. But with Kolek, and then Malekith back here as well, yeesh, that's rough. Croc Guard came back, but then ends up getting shattered. So Malekith made sure to escort him off the battlefield. Great play by the Dark Elves. And the Bastillodon is KO'd by Kolek, so another large unit taken down by Kolek. And the Fey Enchantress is running for her life at this point. Ooh, narrowly misses.
Take the ground!
Kolek is on the hunt, folks. There's a little bit of infantry regrouped for the Crusaders here. We'll see. I just don't see how it's enough, though. You've still got Malekith, who's going to be terror bombing when he charges. And you've got Kolek, who also is going to terrorize when he charges. Massive damage. And the Chaos Infantry here is the superior of what infantry is regrouped for the Crusaders here.
Take position!
Arcane Conduit from the Fae. She's not actually reached her healing limit, but I doubt she has enough magic left to be healing. And she's used her Chalice of Potions at this point, too. Now, the Fae's magic damage, yeah, wouldn't really do anything against the Aspiring Champions. They deal magic damage as well, but I was thinking for a moment they were physical resistant, but they're not. It did look like she got a heal back here. Albeit it was a very short one. Anything they can get, they should take at this point. The Saurus Warriors are going to engage. Not much prayer that they can bring this fight home, though. They're up against some tall odds here. Tall and electrified. Look at the carnage of the battlefield in the background. So beautiful. This game is absolutely gorgeous. Love it. Kolek going to town here. Fey Enchantress. Charges of desperation at this point to take down the great Dragon Ogre. It's not going to happen. She's being chased by Forsaken. Having a hard time getting away. Kolek right behind her. Oh yeah, he's going to get some animations in there. This is going to be it. There goes the Fae. Kolek spared no one. Not even the fair lady. He destroyed all. Look at that. He knows it too. He knows he done good. Kolek know he done good. I'm going to fast forward. There's just a few regrouped infantry. It is just a mop-up operation at this point for Kolek. What a battle. What a battle. Chaos everywhere, literally. Chaos everywhere. But really cool themed battle there with Volkmar joining forces with the Fae and Croc Guard to go on this crusade against the chaos and the evil. Didn't work. Didn't work. What a replay. Puggington, thanks for sending this one in, man. Did a great job playing as the Empire there. That was super fun. Tons of kills on Volkmar. Really enjoyed watching your army play. And Reptile King, always repping those lizards as best you can. Very aggressive attack. Enjoyed that one at the beginning. It almost paid off. You guys did a lot of damage. Darn near paid it off. And then Dominus Nox here, playing as Bretonia. Man, those Fae Enchantress kills. I missed exactly what caused that. Maybe a really good chalice of potions, or I guess maybe if she brought the Dwellers Below, potentially. I didn't catch what all those kills came from, but that's an incredible number of kills on the Fae Enchantress. That was well done. Grail Guardian's also getting some work done, and then Bat Cat here. Malekith was a clutch player in this. I love the forward deployed greatswords, very gutsy. Nice kills on that War Hydra. And then Ruzo here. Kolek, the MVP, the Sun Eater, bringing home the game here. And then for the Skaven, Tretch Craven Tail being extremely hard to kill. True to character. True to character. Spreading a verminous poison all over the battlefield and helping his allies bring home a very narrow victory. But the Chaos Waste won't fall today, folks. Hope y'all enjoyed that one. That was our viewer-submitted replay battle for the week, and boy was it a good one. And if you have a good one, feel free to submit it. If you want to be involved in these things, go join my Discord. There's well over 500 people, probably close to 600 now. You can go in there, find people to play games with. You all can set up awesome battles like this, end up in a video, and more than that, have fun. Go in there and join some folks for some battles, meet some great people, because I promise you they're great people. I jump in there and chat as time allows, which is little, but I do my best to jump in. Great moderators, a lot of great people on there you can go meet and have fun playing the game. Anyway, appreciate all those folks, though, for joining, and I appreciate all those folks on my channel who are always moderating and helping to pull people in. Thank you. You know who you are. I appreciate you. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I will see you next time.